He is the first high-profile personality of international repute to be received at the Unity Palace since President Paul Biya took the solemn oath of office at the start of a new mandate at the home of the Supreme Magistrates of the state on November 3, 2025. Equato-Guinean Obiang is his name, the Vice President of the Republic of Equatorial Guinea and Special Emissary of President Equato-Guinean of Equatorial Guinea. The highly esteemed personality was welcomed on arrival at the Unity Palace by the Chief of State Protocol, Simon Pierre Bikele, and the Minister Director of the Civil Cabinet of the Presidency, Samuel Mvondo Ayelo, amid military honors from the Presidential Guard. A red carpet and fraternal reception commensurate to the status of the visitor. The very warm and cordial exchange of protocol civilities between the senior government officials of both countries prior to the summit encounter was an eloquent expression of a long-standing and excellent bilateral relations existing between Malabo and Yaoundé. In the company of the Equatorial Guinea ambassador, extraordinary and plenipotentiary to Cameroon, the Vice President was guided to the third floor of the Unity Palace, where he met in conclave with President Paul Biya for a 2-hour-long tête-à-tête.
Vice-président de la République de Guinée équatoriale.
Monsieur le vice-président,
Two countries, Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea, sharing a common boundary of about 200 kilometers in the south region of Cameroon. Strategic members of the CEMAC sub-region with shared values for the prosperity of their respective population. Both leaders had a broad range of issues of common interest to address. Notably, the state of bilateral relations between the two brotherly nations, clarifying areas of misunderstanding, building a new perspective for a more consolidated cooperation ties, and also to extend a message of congratulation to President Paul Biya for his brilliant election in the October 12 presidential election. I came to hand over a letter of congratulation from his brother President Obiang to the President of Cameroon, Paul Biya, and to express our happiness over his brilliant re-election. And at the same time, we wish to reinforce our cooperation in a wide range of areas such as defense, agriculture, the mining sector, oil and gas, amongst others. In fact, it was a constructive encounter, and we are happy to be here. We were well received, and we are very satisfied.
Nous sommes vraiment très satisfaits.
For sure, the intimacy and proximity that binds both leaders, President Paul Biya of Cameroon and his Equato-Guinean counterpart, Equato-Guinean, was a good promise for a frank and very constructive conversation, with both parties committed to the development of the values that both countries share: mutual respect, mutual understanding and mutual interest, and most importantly, to rise up to the challenges facing both countries.
Ce voyage que je suis en train d'effectuer ici au Cameroun.
The mission to Cameroon is to reinforce our cooperation. I invite Cameroon businessmen to come and invest in Equatorial Guinea. You know, we don't have many Cameroon companies in Equatorial Guinea, which is an emerging country. We should not always wait for companies to come from outside or abroad. Cameroon is a country which is developed in the industrial sector. We are very open, and we expect that in future we see a delegation of Cameroon businessmen to come and exchange with Equato-Guinean officials and see how they can invest in Equatorial Guinea.
Peut améliorer leur situation pour investir en Guinée équatoriale.
The size and scope of Cameroon-Equato-Guinean bilateral relations was reinvigorated during the high-level audience and giving a fresh impetus, with visible signs of interstate economic partnership renewed. As the Equato-Guinean Vice President and his high-power delegation left the Unity Palace, it was crystal clear that the diplomatic corridor between Malabo and Yaoundé is now clearer than ever before.